Hello everyone. This is the pre-market report video for today, 9th May 2024 for the Indian stock market in terms of Nifty and Bank Nifty. Last night, US government auctioned the 10-year treasury note. Basically, this auction determines the cost of borrowing for the US government over 10-year period. Typically, higher the demand for the treasury note means US government will pay the lower yield or interest to the investors, whereas lower demand can push the yield higher. That's the basics. Now, last night, 10-year note were issued for 4.48%, which was lower than the pre-sale value, meaning investors were uncertain about the rate cut timing. So, instead of opting equity market, they opted for the safer treasury note. This kind of erased the positive momentum that created in Europe due to their very good earnings results. So, for the second day in a row, US market traded and closed around flat. I think this trend will follow at least until the April month inflation data, which is due on next week, April 15th. Till the time, at present, US market don't have any reason to be positive and no reason to be negative as well. So only investors preferring this safer option. Here, Dow Jones alone increased because of the oil stocks, which we will discuss in a minute. Anyway, at the end of the day, last night Dow Jones increased 0.44%, S&P 500 closed absolute flat like Indian Nifty yesterday, and Nasdaq closed 0.18%. Despite all the drama, VIX didn't increase at all. It decreased to 2% and moved to 13. So this dropping VIX is positive. Then coming to oil, last night, as per US EIA weekly report, US crude oil inventory stockpiles declined by 1.4 million barrels, which in turn increased the oil price marginally and did supported the oil stocks in US. So at the time of this video, Brent crude trading around 84 US dollars per barrel and WTI crude trading at 79 US dollars per barrel. In case of Indian ADR, all closed red, especially HDFC Bank, which is the biggest loser, dropped over 1%. All other three closed negative but around 0.5%. Here, one thing to note is, yesterday in Indian market, both Infosys and Wipro closed negative, but day before yesterday in ADR, both were closed positive. So last night IT stocks negative closing is in response to the yesterday's Indian market negative close. Basically, it's just arbitrage correction rather than the fresh negativity. So here, this ADR only conveys banks were negative, nothing about the IT stocks. Regarding banks, we'll discuss in a moment. About Gift Nifty, early morning today it closed at 22,382. It's the exact point when Nifty spot closing was. So this indicating that today Nifty might open flat to negative. So that's all about the global market. Now let's discuss about the Indian market. First, about banks. Yesterday in the afternoon, one of the famous Indian brokerage, Nomura, released the detailed report about who and all, like which bank, how much they affected kind of due to this R-based new provision policy. In the next 1 or 2 minutes, I'm going to show two bar charts. If required, please pause anywhere and have a look. Both of them are very interesting graphs to me. First, which banks and how much they got infrastructure lend in their total lending. Here, as expected, first two highest ones, SBI and Bank of Baroda, both PSU banks who lent near 20% in their total lending portfolio just on infrastructure. Then the third was HDFC Bank. They lent near 15%. So this new RBI policy, it's not just a problem for PSU banks. This will affect the private sector banks as well. Now, how much this will increase the provision in their total asset percentage? REC and PFC will have to increase the provision as much as 10%. Whereas in banks, Canara Bank is the most affected one and Kotak Bank is the least affected one and HDFC Bank is the second least affected. From all this, it looks like both banks and government NBFCs whoever financing this large project are for sure going to get affected as much as 3.5% in their profit. The major one are REC and PFC, but for banks, it do have some level of influence, but not that significant. That's the summary of the report, so probably market might react to this. Second, in terms of institution, FII becomes mega net sellers. Yesterday, for no reason, the net sold for 6,670 crore rupees, and luckily yesterday DIA did net bought for 5,930 crore rupees. Finally, about TVS Motors, their profit increased only by 18% against the analyst expectation of 31%. So clearly it misses the estimation. But however, the revenue increased more than expected. Hence, today TVS Motor stocks will be on focus. As a summary, US market closed mixed. In terms of all Indian areas, none of them closed positive. Banks clearly negative, but IT stocks got neither fresh buying nor fresh selling. So GIFT Nifty indicating a flat to negative opening. Moving on, then as per stock open interest, Pidilite Industries, Piramal Enterprise, Voltas, Burger Paints and Canara Bank got an increased open interest along with a negative close indicates the short build-up. On the other hand, it's TVS Motors, ABB India, Marico, Bharat Forge, SBI and Indraprastha Gas got an increased open interest with a positive price close indicating the long build-up. Regarding the things to look out, today TVS Motors, Eicher Motors, Cipla, ABB India, Bank of Baroda, Bank of India, Union Bank of India are some of the major Indian companies' earnings results are still released today. Regarding macro, before our market opening, China's trade data and Bank of Japan's opinion summary is due. And in the aftermarket hours, UK interest rate decision, for US weekly jobs data, 30-year bond auction, and mainly FOMC member speech are some of the important items we need to keep an eye out today. Coming to technical, Nifty opened 70 points gap down and fell below 22,200. Then it got some recovery, but with volatility, it closed flat above 22,300. Thus, on the daily chart, Nifty formed a small green candlestick pattern with minor upper and lower shadows, which resembles high wave kind of candlestick pattern. Generally, the formation of such candlestick pattern after the downtrend indicates the possibility of some bounce back. However, again it formed another lower low, so overall the trend is still negative. Hence, unless Nifty gives strong close above 20,400, the consolidation is likely to continue and the closing below 20,300 or 20,200 might increase the selling pressure and may extend towards 21,800 level. Then, in case of Bank Nifty, it opened 180 points gap down and remained under pressure for 6th consecutive session by continuing lower high formation for the 3rd day in a row. However, it managed to defend 48,000 mark. Thus, on the daily chart, Bank Nifty formed a small bearish candlestick pattern with upper and lower shadows, which indicates the indecisive struggle between buyers and sellers. So, the next significant support level for Bank Nifty is at 47,770, which coincides with the 50-day exponential moving average. On the upside, immediate resistance is at 48,250. On the options front, the maximum call option open interest was at 22,800 strike, followed by 22,500 and 22,700, with maximum call option writing at 22,800 strike, then 22,700 and 22,400. Whereas on the put side, the maximum open interest was at 22,000 strike, followed by 22,200, 20,300 and 21,800 strikes, with maximum put option writing at 22,200 strike, then 22,100 and 20,000. Thus, from the options data, 22,200 is the immediate support and then 22,000 mark with resistance at 22,400 to 22,500 level. So that's all in this video. Hope you all got some useful information. Please consider subscribing to the channel and liking the video so it will help me beat the YouTube algorithm and also motivate me to do more. Please don't make any investment decision based on this as I'm not a SEBI registered advisor. I'm doing this for me and viewers educational purpose only. Thanks for watching.